long time coming for this storied rivalry to get it all together. The Sens haven't been in the playoffs in a couple years. To put this all together, Craig Berube, even the tie-in with Travis Green, who was in the Pat Quinn era in many of those Battle of Ontarios, to be in this one as well. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, well, I got to say, I didn't, like I said, the usual suspects kind of were on my mind when you're thinking of the playoffs. It's kind of refreshing to have someone different, to be honest, just for the sake of variety. And, obviously it is, historic what they've done in the past, the Battle of Ontario. It's just nice to have a different opponent, a different change of pace. I mean, this group has had much of the same in the playoffs in the past, as we know. It's well documented, and now there's kind of a fresh look here. So I'm excited for it. I'm sure they are. I do know that those Sens are, just simply by the fact they're led by Brady Tkachuk, they are going to be playing an intense style of hockey. And I've been saying it all week. I think those Leafs need to be ready, not to be surprised by the playoff atmosphere. I mean, I think what comes to mind most is the Florida Panthers, the way they play, and it always stuns the Maple Leafs, and they're not good against them. But they can smash the teams that Florida has trouble with. It's a little bit odd, and I think it's just about style, mentality, mindset, and they need to be in the right frame of mind starting it off. But first 2 games are in Toronto. That place will be buzzing. I think everybody in Leafs Nation is pretty excited right about now.
I would argue Canadian Tire Center is going to be louder in favor of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Like it's going to be a Maple Leaf takeover. I guarantee it. And
Wow.
that's the thing that is the fear of God in Sens Nation right now, that it's going to be a Toronto takeover. It just is, similar to last night in Buffalo, man. And that's the unique aspect of this whole thing. Leafs Nation travels well. They're going to try their best to get their hands on tickets. I thought it was interesting too, and you're right. In essence, you play your game. You've had 82 game trial of this sort of structure and style, how you want to perform in the Stanley Cup playoffs. So that's a good omen, I think, for the Maple Leafs. But I was laughing looking back at the Battle of Ontario, and all year we've been bitching and complaining about the same playoff format. We get a different opponent. The Leafs played the Sens in 2000, 2001, 2002, 2004. So you want to talk about same opponent in the Stanley Cup playoffs. It was a thing back then, too. That's why I always say people want the old format. Be careful what you wish for.
Well, I think people don't like the format because there's such a high chance of like 2 powerhouses in many ways facing each other. Like, the despair, you win a division or very close to it, you're supposed to kind of have some kind of a reward for that after an 82 game season. But it seems like, the prime example right now is Colorado and Dallas. It's like, how are those 2 juggernauts playing against each other? I think it's that, but I remember they went to this system to create the rivalries. But I mean, like you just said, I think that it could be an argument against this format, because look at the rivalries in the old format. It's not like you faced a different opponent every single year and never got a chance to build that animosity to a team. Case in point, 3 out of 4 years facing Battle of Ontario. It's going to be huge, but regardless, we're not talking about that. It is what it is, and I just like that the table's set. We don't have to dick around anymore. We're not clenching or freaking out or worried. It's not coming down to a point. It's not like someone else has the Leafs' fate in their hands. It's a done deal. Table's set. It's a good place to be.
Sunday's going to be rocking Scotiabank Arena. The Ottawa Senators took the season series 3-0, outscored Toronto 8-3. They've won 5 straight meetings and 5 of 6 overall. 6 of 7 overall. How much stock do you put in the recent favor in terms of the Ottawa Senators dominating the Maple Leafs, Rosie?
Some, but certainly not a ton. It's not like this is unwinnable or something like that. I think that if you look around Senators Twitter or X this morning, there's a high sense of confidence among them. I think they are, I don't know, maybe a little bit of the cart before the horse. They seem to be pretty excited about everything, and they're crunching all these, nerdy Corsi numbers that I don't even know what they mean, and they're this and that, and 5-on-5 and GP inside the neutral zone. They're actually only 22nd, and I'm just sitting here going, that's exactly the kind of stuff that needs to get thrown out the window for the playoffs. It's going to come down to who's got the most dog in them and who can put together the best type of hockey, who can capitalize on the power play, whose goaltender's hot, and there's reason to believe that it is completely up for grabs, man. But we've talked a lot about, peaking at the right time and, talking about the hockey they play in November and like, doesn't really matter. And I kept talking about that week and a half before the playoffs. I mean, could you have asked for a whole lot more? You got Lorentz sniping. You got Scott Lawton coming around with some of his best hockey that we knew was in there, and he just didn't quite get off to the start he wanted once getting traded to Toronto. Stolarz, I mean, we can get into it. I can't even believe what that guy's numbers are doing right now. The big boys are firing. It's nuts, man. And if they just have any semblance of putting it together, they're a pretty damn good hockey team. Like I said, you just ramp up the intensity a little bit and prepare for the playoffs against a team who's going to be rough and tumble, led by Brady Tkachuk. It's going to be a good one. And like you said, that if that barn's full of Leafs fans, like that is a massive deal to be in your home barn and the playoff atmosphere and to be able to get in on the wild card. You take away the rumble of their crowd, it just launches their adrenaline. It's going to be a bit of a buzzkill for them. So that I can't wait to see how much blue and white is in that Canadian Tire Center.
Make sure to check out more of our content right here on the Leafs Nation YouTube page. We got long form interviews, we got clips, we got epic rants by Jay Rosehill. We simply have it all. And don't forget, you can find out much more at theleafsnation.com. Thanks so much for watching.